How does a policy meant to regulate turn into a scandal shaking the political landscape of India's capital? Today we delve into the Delhi liquor scam, a controversy that has caught the attention of the nation. We'll explore the events that led to the arrest of two prominent figures, Arvind Kejriwal and Kavitha. How did a policy designed to regulate the liquor trade become a tool for political vendetta? This is the story of Delhi's infamous liquor scam and the political tremors it set off. It all began with an intention to regulate the liquor industry. Just as every saga has its origin, the roots of our tale lie in the inception of a policy which was designed with the aim of streamlining the liquor sector in Delhi. The government's role in this was pivotal. They were the architects of the policy and the administrators of its implementation. The policy was born out of a perceived need for regulation. The government saw an opportunity to bring order to an industry that was, in their eyes, in dire need of oversight. They envisioned a system where the distribution of liquor was not only controlled, but also beneficial to the state's coffers. The initial public reaction to the policy was mixed. While some lauded the government's initiative as a step towards curbing illicit liquor trade, others saw it as an overreach, a state's interference in a market better left to self-regulation. But irrespective of the public opinion, one thing was clear. The policy was here to stay, and it had the potential to shake up the industry in ways no one could anticipate. The expectations from the policy were high. It promised a more organized sector, better quality control, and above all, increased revenue for the state. The government, on its part, was confident. They believed that the policy was foolproof, designed to withstand any attempts at subversion. But as history has shown us time and again, even the best-laid plans can go awry. The policy, despite its promising beginnings, soon found itself at the center of a storm. Allegations of corruption, favoritism, and irregularities began to surface, casting a shadow over the policy's intentions and its implementation. But as we know, the road to scandal is often paved with good intentions. As the policy rolled out, so did the irregularities. The new liquor policy in Delhi, which was intended to streamline and modernize the liquor trade, soon came under scrutiny. It didn't take long for allegations of favoritism to emerge, casting a long shadow over the policy's execution. The Central Bureau of Investigation started to uncover a tangled web of irregularities. The policy, it seemed, was not quite as transparent and fair as it had been presented. Claims surfaced that the policy was heavily tilted in favor of private liquor retailers, causing a stir in political and public circles. You see, the liquor trade is a significant source of revenue for any government. But here, the policy appeared to sideline the interests of the exchequer, the very government treasury that funds public services. Instead, the policy seemed to be benefiting a select few, raising questions about its very foundation. Was it a case of policy manipulation, or was it a calculated move for personal or political gain? The irregularities didn't stop at favoritism. There were also questions about the policy's framing and implementation. The policy's design was supposed to be fair and competitive, aimed at breaking the monopoly of a few. But the reality seemed to be quite different. The investigators found that the policy was riddled with loopholes that allowed certain retailers to have an unfair advantage. This was more than just a policy misstep. It was a breach of trust, a potential corruption scandal that shook the political landscape of Delhi. The alleged irregularities in the liquor policy weren't just about the misuse of power or financial manipulation. They were about the erosion of public trust, the very cornerstone of a functioning democracy. And then the investigations began, turning suspicion into scandal. The scandal, now a full-blown investigation, led to the arrests that shocked the nation. The arrest of Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and Kavitha, two of the most prominent figures in Delhi politics, turned the spotlight onto the alleged corruption within the Delhi government. Arvind Kejriwal, the charismatic and controversial Chief Minister of Delhi, was taken into custody by India's Financial Crime Investigation Agency. The charge? Alleged irregularities in a liquor policy implemented by his government. This policy, once hailed as a revolutionary step towards transparency, was now at the center of a scandal that threatened to topple Kejriwal's political career. The story of Kavitha, a key player in the policy's implementation, was no less dramatic. Her arrest, while not as headline-grabbing as Kejriwal's, was a significant moment in the unfolding drama. Accused of favoring private liquor retailers at the expense of the exchequer, Kavitha found herself at the receiving end of the law she had once vowed to uphold. The arrests were met with a flurry of political reactions. The ruling Bharatiya Janata Party emphasized the importance of holding all involved parties accountable, while the opposition accused Prime Minister Narendra Modi of attempting to crush democracy. The Aam Aadmi Party, despite the arrest of its leader, remained defiant, asserting Kejriwal's innocence and denouncing the arrests as a form of political vendetta. The public response was equally divided. While some saw the arrests as a necessary step towards justice, others viewed them as a calculated political move. The arrests sparked widespread debate, with critics highlighting a decline in India's democratic indices under Modi's rule, and supporters emphasizing the need for accountability in politics. But these arrests, instead of ending the saga, only fueled the fire. In the wake of the arrests, the political landscape was anything but calm. Delhi's political corridors buzzed with whispers of vendetta politics and a systematic crackdown on opposition. The arrests of Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia led to a wave of dissent and criticism against the ruling party. Accusations flew thick and fast, with opposition parties claiming the government was using its power to muzzle voices of dissent in what they termed as an assault on democracy. The Aam Aadmi Party, despite the arrests of its top leaders, remained defiant. The party claimed that the arrests were politically motivated, a desperate attempt by the ruling party to discredit the AAP ahead of the national elections. They asserted that the ideology of Kejriwal would continue to resonate with the people, and his arrest would only strengthen their resolve. Meanwhile, the opposition rallied around the issue, condemning the arrests and warning of a people's revolution against the government. Critics pointed out the decline in India's democratic indices under the current regime, raising concerns about the government's consolidation of power through what they termed as the weaponization of laws. The scandal, they argued, could potentially galvanize sympathy for the targeted leaders and unite the divided opposition. As the national elections loomed on the horizon, the scandal stirred up a political storm. The ruling party found itself on the defensive, with the opposition accusing it of using state machinery to silence its critics. The scandal threatened to become a rallying point for the opposition, potentially impacting the electoral fortunes of the ruling party. As the dust settles, the legacy of the Delhi liquor scam remains etched in the annals of Indian politics. The scandal has not only shaken the political establishment but also raised important questions about the state of democracy in the country. The aftermath of the scandal continues to reverberate across the political spectrum, promising to be a significant factor in the upcoming elections. The Delhi liquor scam, a tale of policy and politics, continues to reverberate. This story began with the inception of a new excise policy designed to manage the distribution and sale of alcohol in Delhi. However, the policy soon drew criticism for alleged irregularities favoring private liquor retailers at the cost of the exchequer. The scandal unraveled, leading to the arrest of two prominent figures, Delhi's Deputy Chief Minister, Manish Sisodia, and Chief Minister, Arvind Kejriwal. The arrests made by the Central Bureau of Investigation and India's Financial Crime Investigation Agency, respectively, were both linked to corruption allegations tied to the controversial liquor policy. These events ignited a political firestorm. The Aam Aadmi Party, or AAP, claimed political motivation behind these arrests, denouncing them as a form of political vendetta. On the other hand, the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party emphasized the importance of holding all involved parties accountable. The arrests even drew criticism from opposition parties, warning of a potential people's revolution against the government. Despite the turmoil, the AAP's remaining leadership remains defiant, asserting that Kejriwal's ideology will continue to resonate with the people. As we delve into the complexities of politics, we are left with one lingering question: can the pursuit of accountability ever be devoid of political motivations?